All right. Hello to everybody listening to this right now. If you listened last week, you heard me talk to Fritzy Kramer from movie Silently. I don't think I actually introduced myself in last week's intro. So, for those of you who don't know, my name is Hardiel Pinto, and I am the founder of Pulp Serial, which is a website that I run where I distribute a lot of movie serials and things of that nature that really go unloved to this day that have been around for 80 years and people don't really talk about it and people don't really watch them all that much right now. So that's who I am. And today I get to talk to one of my favorite people on Twitter. Um, you will know her as Lucy Goes to Hollywood. Say hi, Lucy.
Hi, thank you so much for having me here, and I'm so happy I'm one of your favorites. That's such an honor. Thank you so
Oh yeah, of course. No,
much.
definitely, definitely. Because I think the funny thing is, I think I discovered. I can't remember if it was the end of last year, or the beginning of this year.
Oh.
Somebody was like sharing your tweets, and I don't. I liked what I read, so then I started following you. So I feel bad because I told Fritzy the same thing last week. Because someone shared your tweets. I have no idea who, but I want to thank that person obviously, because then I would have never found your stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's really cool. It's always nice hearing that people like to read my stuff. I still don't really know why, but
I
it's
mean,
such a nice
it's
thing.
really wonderful because obviously you have a love for movies, and you're really positive too. I really like that, and I love how you do talk about um, like mental health and stuff because that's really important to me, and I feel like we just don't talk about that enough.
Mm. No, I
Like
totally agree. There's such a stigma around it still. It's so annoying.
exactly, and people still have like confusion about what it is. Like I really hate because my dad and his parents are from Mexico, and so
Hmm.
like older school like Mexicans are always like, oh no, depression's not a real thing,
Mm.
and I don't care for that. Like I don't like when people say things like that. It just bothers me a lot.
Yeah, no, I think education's really important, and I think it's good to be open about these things. Like, I'm really anxious, like in real life, people don't seem to understand that I am. But it's just nice that people are getting more open about it now. It's a really nice thing. So,
Exactly, because yeah,
yeah.
because I have a really bad social anxiety too, and I
Mhm.
like depression and anxiety run through my family, and
Yeah,
so it was funny because I was at a I don't know if you saw on my post I was at a Malton Fest was it 2 weeks ago I think at this point,
yeah.
and as cool it was to be there, like it was really weird to be in the same room of people like I've seen online and like I've watched and listened to,
Yeah.
and it was like really scary to like actually go up to people and talk to them.
It's the scariest thing in the world, honestly. Like, whenever I go to like festivals or conventions or whatever, it takes about 10 minutes for me to actually get the confidence to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I met Willem Dafoe once, and
Oh,
honestly, I was
really?
so scared. He's the nicest person in the world, honestly. It's so, so friendly. But I was so scared. It took me, like, my friend was like, no, go on. I was like, I can't do it. She was like, you can't do it. But I did. So, it's just a nice thing to finally,
Oh,
like, it's the achievement. It's a sense of knowing that you have done that that means, it means a lot, And you said, yes, I have done that. It's a good feeling.
yeah,
So,
because I was way too scared to go up to any of the celebrities there because it was still even after 3 days it was still a shock to just again see people that I've only watched like in movies and TV and stuff.
it's
Um,
scary, honestly.
Yeah, because I've always grown up in Northern California, so like we don't
Mm,
we don't see people around here like that very often. And it
no.
was funny because like every time I would talk to Jessie Malton, she was always like, "Oh, that person's so nice. You should have gone up to them or something." And I'm like, "Okay, you grew up around celebrities, so it's normal for you."
Mhm.
But like for me, it's not. I just thought that was kind of funny, like how they all kind of normalized it
Yeah.
about how like, oh, okay, whatever, Sam Levine from Freaks and Geeks is here. Oh, he's nice. Like, and I'm just like freaking out, like, what? Oh, okay. Like my mind's blown right now.
Yeah, it's mad, honestly. And I think I grew up in like a town in like northern England where we didn't have any of that stuff. And then I moved down to London and there's just so much of it. And it's like, what? Like, there's so many celebrities. It's just so, it's mad. It's
Oh,
crazy.
that's crazy. Did you live in the city?
I live like out in Kent. It's like a county that's like a couple of miles sort of south of London, but I live close to it. I work in London, so yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Um,
because when I went to Los Angeles, like I said a couple weeks ago,
mhm.
I had never really like I don't really like cities that much, and that was
Yeah,
my first time in a city that was that big.
yeah.
So like even to take a Lyft ride just to get into Hollywood was like really overwhelming for me
Oh
because
God,
there
I
were
bet.
just so many people and so many buildings and stuff, and
Mm,
it was I was just like really overwhelmed, and like I think that made
mm,
my anxiety worse actually was
yeah.
to be around just all the noise and the city lights and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I live in Santa Cruz, which you might know from the movie Us, which where you
Yeah,
saw a couple months ago. But
yeah.
I don't live like in Santa Cruz. Like we live in a
Mhm.
mountain town near Santa Cruz,
Okay.
so it's like really quiet. Like nothing, you don't hear any noises at night. Like maybe like
Yeah,
the deers and the raccoon and stuff. But
yeah.
like it was so weird to be in literally in the middle of Hollywood, and like at 2 in the morning you hear like helicopters go by and like cars and stuff.
Yeah, it's like that with London. Like, I don't think I could ever live there because it's just so busy all the time. I mean, I it takes me half an hour to get to work from where I live. But where I live is so quiet. Like, you can probably hear there's like no noise at all. Like in my living room, 9 p.m. there's no noise. It's really weird. I do prefer like quiet spaces, I suppose. But London's cool. It's a cool place to hang out. It's just busy all the time.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Like cities are nice and all, but I would never want to live in one. It's just nice visiting.
No, no, of course.
Yeah. Would you ever actually want to visit Hollywood ever?
I would. That's like a running joke because of my blog
Yeah,
title. But yes, I would love to. I would love to go, honestly. But it's like so far away and it's quite expensive. So maybe one day.
yeah. Because I mean, I almost didn't want to ask you that question because probably people ask you that all the time.
Yeah, no, it's funny, honestly. Like I would love to go. I would love to have the experience. There's so much cool stuff I want to see in Hollywood. I want to see the Hollywood sign, obviously. Um, but I don't know if I'll ever get there. I mean, hopefully. I mean, I'll try starting to save for it soon. So
Yeah, like I said, it was my very first time ever there, and it was just
yeah.
really crazy. Especially because I'm not used to cities. So like you hear about all these things like the Egyptian theater, the Chinese theater and stuff,
Mhm.
and like the Roosevelt Hotel, but like because it's a city, everything is like so squished together. And so
Mhm.
like everything looks so much smaller than it looks on TV.
Yeah. Yeah, you notice that like when you go to a place that you've seen on TV or a film, it's always so much different. It's
Yeah,
crazy. Like film makes things look so much different.
exactly. I don't know how they have like premieres out there because like I said, there's like no room to walk, like if you're just
Yeah.
regularly walking down the street and stuff.
No, I know what you mean. Like London, they have them in Leicester Square usually, which is just this kind of like it's literally just a square with like restaurants and theaters and stuff. And it's just like, how do you fit all these people? It's weird, but they
Yeah.
do it somehow. So yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, that's crazy. Um, so is there a particular I was just thinking about this earlier because I was rewatching Kill Bill before I got here. And I was
Yeah.
thinking like, is there a particular year for you or a particular like set of movies that like
Hmm.
inspired you to like want to get into like writing about movies and stuff?
Yeah, I think I'm very much into the 90s, to be honest. Like, I love 90s films. My favorite film is The Silence of the Lambs. That kind of really took off my interest in films. I watched that when I was, oh God, school age. I saw it on like TV one day and it was like the coolest thing I'd ever seen. And then I started watching all the 90s classics like Scream. I would watch like, I would watch Kill Bill. That came a bit later. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. I watch a lot of things, honestly. I watch a lot of films. I watch them from different eras. Probably, I don't watch a lot of old films, to be honest. I mean, I know a lot of people on Twitter, they have really cool niches, like they watch 50s films or 40s films, but I tend to go for like 80s through to like the present day, I guess. That's kind of where I am. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I like to try to watch a little bit of everything.
yeah.
Because I do kind of get down on myself for not watching as many classics as I probably should, because I know a
Mm,
lot of people on film Twitter
yeah.
are very oh, I'm trying to look for the word. That they like they're very knowledgeable about kind of
Mm,
like the 30s and the 40s, which I do like, but I feel like with certain decades you have to be in the mood in order
yeah.
to really want to watch it. But I've never been about like pressuring people into watching certain things, but I think it's definitely important to try to watch a little bit of everything.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I feel like I want to watch more of the classics as well. I recently saw the original Invasion of the Body Snatchers, the 1950s one, which was amazing. So it made me want to watch more 50s sci-fi because I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, no, that stuff is good. Have you watched the original Blob?
No, I haven't. That's on my list, I really want to see that.
Yeah, I got to see that a few years ago, back when Hulu still had Criterion stuff on there before
Yeah.
they, turned into the Criterion channel, and it's really enjoyable.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think, it's funny because people kind of be like, oh, like what films do you like? And I'm like, I don't know, I watch a lot. I try to watch as much as I can, but it's impossible, when you're so busy all the time. But I try my best to watch as much as I possibly can, though. Mainly like horrors and thrillers and a bit of sci-fi, that kind of thing. I like a good action, obviously. Um, but I've had a love for horror for a long time. I think I really enjoy sort of morbid things, if you will.
Yeah, I was definitely more into horror back in like high school. Like I still like it, but
Mm,
like I don't know, for me my tastes constantly change every few years. So
yeah,
like in high school I was really into like martial arts films and horror films and stuff.
yeah.
And then now I guess I'm a little more into like dramas. I really like dramas. I really love like whenever we get near Oscar season, because that's when like a lot of dramas are released in the theaters that we
Yeah.
don't normally get the rest of the year.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
so
absolutely. Yeah, totally agree with that.
yeah, so
I watch as many genres as I can, really. I'm trying to kind of I've always had a I've always been really unfair towards like romance and that kind of thing. So I'm trying to watch more romance to sort of like prove that I've tried. But I don't know, I've never really got into that particular genre. Try my best. I like a few rom-coms here and there, but you know, I find them a bit too over the top, I guess.
yeah, I would agree with you because definitely, like I said, when I was younger, I would not watch those types of movies at all. But
Mm,
now I feel like I'm a little older, so I'm a little more sentimental.
yeah.
So I do like I really like to all the boys I loved before and stuff like that they put on
Oh,
Netflix.
that one was nice. I enjoyed that one. That was sweet.
Yeah, and then I don't know if you saw the trailer for the new one that they have coming out later this year. I think it's You'll Always Be My Maybe.
I've heard, yeah, I think I've seen promos for that. Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
definitely
because
check.
we just watched the trailer for that last week with Ali Wong, and I can't remember his name right now, but the guy from Fresh Off the Boat. They're both really great actors,
Yeah.
and so I don't. It's just really great to see them get kind of an opportunity because I feel like that movie wouldn't have been made like
Hmm.
10, 20 years ago.
Yeah, no, I think Netflix is doing some really good stuff for films. A lot of their originals are really like knocking it out the park, especially that their original series. You know,
Oh yeah,
just
definitely.
yeah, stuff like I just finished Dead to Me, which was amazing. I love Black Mirror. Black Mirror is one of my favorites. It started off on a little network in the UK called Channel 4 and then blew up. So everyone watches Black Mirror now. Really good if you like sci-fi dystopia. That's really sick. Um, yeah, have you seen Black Mirror at all?
I haven't.
Yeah.
I have because I kind of have a pet peeve when like because there's nothing against Black Mirror because I've never watched it before, but that's one of those shows where the fan base kind of bothers me a bit because
Okay.
there's so many people that will directly compare it to the Twilight Zone,
Mm.
which bothers me because it seems like those are the only two types of anthology series those people know about, and they never directly call it an anthology series, which I
Yeah.
feel like is kind of a slap to the face to like the dozens of really great ones that have come out since between like the 80s and now.
Of course. Yeah,
And
yeah.
so
Yeah, people are quick to just draw comparisons, I suppose.
yeah, so I mean that's honestly the only thing that's really stopped me from watching Black Mirror. I probably would like it because I do love anthology series a lot.
Yeah.
My favorite one is the 80s Twilight Zone. I don't know if you've ever seen that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love the Twilight Zone.
yeah, because like the original is great, but for some reason I don't know why the 80s one just really resonates with me.
I think the 80s one's the only one that I've seen. And then you guys have got Jordan Peele's new one, which we haven't got yet, and I'm really annoyed about because I really want to see it, but we can't watch it over here yet. So that sucks.
Yeah, I haven't seen the new one either because it's on CBS All Access, which
Yeah.
I've paid for before and I've had a lot of problems with, so I don't
Okay.
really have a lot of motivation to pay for it again
Hmm.
because like almost every single time I would watch a show on there, like it would crash.
Yeah.
And then like I would start the video over again, and then instead of putting me where I was, it would start me from the beginning.
Oh God, so
And
annoying.
then yeah, the problem is with fast forwarding too is because it has ads on there too. So it gets
Okay.
upset if you're trying to like fast forward through a bunch of the show because it thinks you're trying to fast forward through the ads.
Oh my God.
And then
That's
it
crazy.
would
You
yeah,
pay for
then
something that you have ads on. What? That's so annoying.
yeah. But the thing no, the worst part is they have two tiers of payment. There's the
Mm.
one where you pay for with ads and then the one you pay for without ads.
Oh my God.
But but when I paid for the ones without ads, when I paid the $11, they still showed me ads.
So stupid.
So I vowed to never pay for that again.
That
And
is totally fair.
yeah, which kind of sucks because I really do want to watch the new Twilight Zone.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, I need it in my life because Jordan Peele has just obviously he's done Get Out and then Us, and I loved both of them, and I'm like, I need it. So it's just stressing me out that I can't watch it. That sucks.
yeah, exactly. So what did you think of Us? Like now that it's been a couple months, what are your full thoughts on Us?
Okay, you know what? Because at first I wasn't sure, and now I think it's really good. Like this is like in my opinion, one of Lupita's greatest performances. Like she freaked me out. Like that creepy voice and just the way that she just so good. Like the entire like mirroring of the family was so good. Like Winston Duke's character, like his normal character was so funny, and then the tethered character was so like silent and just creepy. And the parallels were beautiful. It was beautifully shot. Really creepy. I got really scared because I get scared by doppelgangers. It's a concept that's really scared me for quite a long time. I don't like that kind of idea of having another you. It just freaks me out. And I just thought it was great. The ending is a bit sort of open, I guess, but there's nothing really wrong with that because the rest of the story was so solid. But no, I loved it overall. Honestly, I just thought it was for a second film, it was very strong because a lot of the time when you've come off the success of something like Get Out, which was Oscar winning, you kind of think, is he going to do it again? And he did do it again. So yeah, happy about that. Did you
Uh,
like it?
it's kind of a weird movie to experience for me because it was filmed in a place I've always grown up because it does take place in
Right,
Santa
yeah.
Cruz. And like a lot of movies that like get filmed here, they usually don't even call it Santa Cruz. Like
Okay.
with the Lost Boys, they call it by a different name. And then Bumblebee, the Transformers movie that just came out last year, they called it by a different name.
Okay.
So it was really weird to see all that stuff on film. As far as the movie goes, I really love the first two acts, but the more I think about it, I really don't like the third act very much.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
that's where it falls apart for me because I did like that it was a mystery for the first two acts. And I feel
Mhm.
like they went out of their way to explain too much in the third act.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I think a lot of people had a problem with the third act, to be honest. And I can see why. Because you're right, it starts off very strong, and then for some people it tends to go down. But I thought it was consistently very good, actually. But it took me a while to get to that conclusion because at first it's one of those films that you don't have an instant reaction to. You've got to sort of like sit on it for a bit. And yeah, I was pretty satisfied with it by the end.
Yeah, no, yeah, overall, it's a very good movie. I'd still recommend it to people. I just
Mm.
don't think it's going to be in my top 10 this year, honestly.
No, fair enough. I mean, it's got a lot of strong contenders. So
Yeah, no, definitely. Another one I think you liked a little more than I did was Shazam. Like, uh,
okay,
the
yeah,
funny thing is, like, if you had asked me at the beginning of the year what movies were going to be in my top 10, I would have told you Us and Shazam are definitely going to be in there.
yeah,
And then after I left the theater with both of them, I said, I don't think they are, though.
yeah. Well, the thing is with Shazam, like I don't hate superhero films, but I'm not exactly like the biggest superhero fan. So when I saw the trailers, I'm like, oh man, this looks so cringy. Like I don't think I'm gonna like this. And then I watched it and I really liked it. They could have easily cut 20 minutes out when they have that long like fight sequence. I'm like, come on, guys, get to the point, near the end. Um, yes, it's formulaic. Yes, the villain's a bit sort of bleh. But I did like the sort of the messages behind it and the messages of family and that kind of thing. And the humor was really funny. Um, So I liked it more than I was expecting, and I think that's why I came out so happy because I went in thinking I'm not going to like this film, kind of assumptions, and I did. So it was one of my biggest surprises of the year. I think I was not expecting to like it at all.
And the funny thing is, I had the opposite
Yeah.
experience as you, because I went in thinking this is probably going to be my favorite movie of the year,
Mm,
because I know a little bit more about the history of the character than a lot of people did going in.
yeah.
I talked about this last week with Fritzi Kramer because her and I both love the original movie serial from the 1940s,
Hmm.
Adventures of Captain Marvel, which is about Shazam.
Mm,
And I feel like in this movie, I didn't like the way they wrote Billy,
hmm.
because I know they were trying to go for a more realistic approach of what a teenager is, because teenagers are kind of jerks, if we're going to be honest.
Yeah.
And so he was in this movie, he was a jerk. But the whole thing, the point of the character of Billy is the fact that he gets these powers because he is the best person that could get them.
Yeah.
And he's supposed to be like a good human being. But I feel like throughout the movie, he has to learn how to be a good human being,
Hmm.
which I didn't really like. Because, like, if you compare it to like Wonder Woman, Wonder Woman did not spend her whole movie trying to figure out how to be a good person. Like, she just was,
Yeah.
because that's who she is as a character, and that's who Billy is supposed to be as a character.
Okay. You see, obviously, I don't have that context, so I think
Exactly. A lot of
yeah.
people didn't. I actually got into an argument with my sister afterward because she was like, I don't know why you couldn't enjoy the movie. And like, I explained to her that stuff, but she's like, that's not how real people are. And I'm just like, yeah, but it's a comic book movie.
Yeah, no, I think, and again, for people that are more, fans of the originals or fans of looking at things a bit deeper, then I can understand why. But I think just for someone who got an advanced screening of it and had a good time with it, it was fun, but I can completely understand the criticisms. I've never been a massive comic book fan usually, but I had fun. It was all right.
You know, I'm glad other people had fun at it. Like, I don't want
Yeah,
to ruin the movie for other people.
yeah, of course.
I'm excited about the second one though, because now that he realized how to be a good person, we don't have to spend the whole movie him learning. He could just be the Shazam that I want now in the second movie.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah, so he could redeem himself. That's good.
Exactly. And then now in the second movie, I don't know if you heard, we're going to get The Rock as Black Adam.
Oh wow, that's
And so
so
I'm excited about that because they've been talking about that for years, how he wanted to be Black Adam.
so cool.
So
That'll
that's going to be
be
fun.
yeah, 100%. Absolutely.
Is there anything that you're particularly looking forward to as far as movies for the rest of the year?
Yeah, there's actually on the superhero note, there's Brightburn, which I'm really looking forward to. The kind of retelling of Superman, but being evil, basically, like a horror film. Directed by James Gunn, so that'll be interesting. That's coming out next month, I think, for us, and you guys get it the end of this month, I believe. So again,
Today.
today, there you go then. So yeah,
Yeah.
we've got to wait until June, which sucks, but yeah. But I'm so excited for that. Like the trailers have got me so hyped. Like I've seen it before pretty much every film that I've just been to see, and oh, I can't wait. That's the main one, and obviously Ari Aster's Midsummer. I'm really excited for that because I loved Hereditary. Hereditary was fantastic in my opinion. So really excited. I love cult films, like sort of weird cult, creepy things. So Midsummer should be good. They're the main two, I think. But there's so much, honestly. What else? What else? There's Ma as well. The new Blumhouse one looks really good. It's there's a trend for horror here, I've noticed, but I'm looking forward to all the new horror releases. Basically,
That
it should be good.
that's cool. Yeah, I mean, at least we're lucky enough to be living right now where there actually is a resurgence of horror movies within the last few years.
Yeah,
I think that is really cool, even if I don't like all of them. Like, I am one of the very, very few people that did not like Hereditary.
that's fair.
And I mean, I understand, like, I get it. It's a very technically well-made movie,
Mm,
and I understand why other people like it, but I just personally could never get into it.
that's fair.
And
Well, I know other people that were in the exact same boat. They were like, "What is this?" Didn't like this at all. But
yeah, and then I saw the trailer for Midsummer, and I'm probably gonna have to pass on that one too, because I'm like, this isn't for me, so I will let other people enjoy that one.
it looks like he's developing his own style. And I think if you're not into that style, it's probably not going to work. It seems to, though they're very different films, almost following the same kind of themes and stuff. So yeah, Hereditary kind of messed me up a little bit actually. Sorry, I've got a cold, so I'm a bit gross. But yeah, Hereditary kind of messed me up. It was obviously that horrible scene with the daughter and the death of the daughter kind of messed me up for days, if I'm quite honest. I love a good psychological horror, so it really stuck with me. It's good.
Yeah, and then I'm probably gonna go see Brightburn either this weekend or next weekend.
Yeah,
I'm pretty excited for that one. And then
yeah. No, what are your thoughts on that? Because I know a few of my American friends, and you included, are going to go see it. I can't see it yet, but you'll have to let me know about your
oh
thoughts.
yeah, definitely I'll message you about it whenever I get to see it. And then I'm really excited for Rocket Man, the Elton John movie too.
Oh, I've seen that. It's so good.
Oh
I
yeah, oh yeah, you guys got it before we did. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw like a so we have a membership card in the UK, Odeon Limitless, and you get like advanced screenings through that, and that was one of them. Oh, so good. I cried like 3 times. Like I'm such a sap.
Oh yeah, I know that looks really good because I really love musicals like that are kind of crazy and just kind of do whatever. So I'm really
Oh,
excited because the trailers make it look kind of wild and
mhm.
fantasy like, and that's the one of my favorite types of movies is musicals like that.
Oh, it is, and like obviously I don't want to spoil anything, but it's such a wild ride, and Elton himself loved it. So it's just beautiful seeing what they've done with it and just telling his life like that. It's great, and I really hope you love it.
I hope I do too. I'm really excited when I heard all the reviews for it on Twitter recently of
Yeah,
people being excited about it. And it's funny because here in America that comes out on May 31st.
yeah.
And so there's 3 movies coming out that weekend. It's Rocket Man, the new Godzilla, and Ma.
Oh wow,
And
what
so
a lineup! Oh my gosh.
yeah, so that is a really competitive weekend, and those are all movies I want to watch.
Oh yeah, God,
So it's like,
I want to see that also. Yes, yes.
yeah, so I think I'm gonna pick Rocket Man to watch first, and then I'll watch the other 2 afterward.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
no.
just kind of crazy. It's just that's a crazy weekend.
Yeah, I'm so hyped for Godzilla. Like I completely forgot about that somehow. So yeah, I loved the obviously the most recent one with Bryan Cranston. I had a good time with that. Uh, I just love loud noises and things beating each other up. So I'm like, yes, I'm here for that. It's going to be a fun film if nothing else. So looking forward to
Yeah, I really hope so because I actually didn't like the 2014 Godzilla.
it.
I mean,
Oh
I like parts of it. Like I really like Gareth Edwards' work.
no. Yeah,
I really loved his first film, Monsters, a lot.
yeah,
I liked parts of Godzilla. I liked parts of Rogue One, but I don't know. It's just I feel like his vision was the most consistent with his first film, Monsters.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, a lot of people didn't like the 2014 Godzilla because there wasn't a lot of Godzilla in it, which I can kind of get. But for me, that didn't bother me as much. You know, like once it got going, it really got going, and I think we saw it in IMAX, which was really cool. So it was just loud, which is how you should experience a film like this, I think.
Oh,
But yeah,
definitely. Yeah, that third act for that movie was the best part.
yeah,
I don't necessarily think I didn't like it because there wasn't enough Godzilla.
Mhm.
I just didn't necessarily like the characters that they stuck us with.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, obviously, if you don't have strong characters, then it loses you, right? So
Exactly, because that Aaron Taylor Johnson character, like I like him in other movies, but they just didn't give him personally enough to do in the movie for me to have an emotional attachment with him.
yeah, yeah, that's fair enough. I think obviously if they're gonna keep Godzilla from you, they need to have something else to keep you engaged. So that's perfectly valid. I notice all the things I've talked about have been really positive so far, so I haven't really had a chance to like complain about anything yet, which is good. I kind of notice when I complain about films on Twitter, I always get people like hating on me, but kind of the nature of the beast, isn't it? So
Yeah, I think that happens to everybody on Twitter because like I'll
yeah,
say even like something kind of negative and then someone I've never met before will just kind of jump in and start commenting,
yeah,
and I don't know, I just find that kind of funny because I don't know, I don't have the like inclination to want to do that to other people.
no,
Like I've never been like, oh, I need to comment on this person's thing. Like I usually try to stick to um people I know.
yeah, yeah. Same to be honest. I kind of like having the community that we have. Obviously, I've got quite a nice following now, so that's nice. I try to interact with all of them. I tend to not just like attack randomers for the hell of it. I don't understand that, to be honest. Um, but yeah, I mean, that's the whole point of being a film critic or a writer, though, because you've got to have negative opinions sometimes. You've got to keep that balance. And I have been negative about some stuff,
Exactly.
but yeah,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like I said, not every movie I've seen this year has panned out well, but
yeah.
I mean, that just happens. Like if you don't have a positive feeling about a movie that other people do, I mean, it's perfectly okay to let it be known. And I feel like not everybody sees it that way.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I think, people get very sort of defensive in their opinions, sadly. And I think it's okay to disagree with someone. It's just not okay to like start insulting them because of a film. Like, I've never understood that, and it happens a lot on Twitter, sadly. You say that you don't like a film and then people are like, oh, how dare you insult word here. And it's like, oh my God. It's kind of annoying. Like, it comes out of the fan bases, or you get like the Star Wars fan base. I kind of try to stay away from them a little bit. They scare me. They're divided into two camps at this point, I think, but it scares me a bit.
Yeah, it was really bad when Avengers Endgame came out. I don't know if you saw those tweets. There were people who would like make lists of all the critics that like didn't give it a positive review and say
Yeah,
like they're the enemy now. And
that was so stupid. I think I called them out. I was like, "You're being idiots! Like, stop this! Like, don't ruin someone's career just because they didn't agree with you." It's like, stop. It's their job to be critical.
exactly, because there were critics on that list that like I like and respect, and I was like, how
Yeah,
can you
same.
slander like these people? Like, no, they're doing their job and they're great at their job.
Mm,
They just
yeah.
happen not to like Avengers Endgame, which is perfectly fine. It's not a movie made for everybody.
No, exactly. And I think, when these big franchise films come out, you start to see like fandom wars and that kind of thing, which I stay well clear of, to be quite honest. Um, you know, I haven't seen Endgame yet, believe it or not. I need to. I don't know how I haven't seen it. Um, but I've seen the criticisms I have seen have been completely valid. So it's your opinion. It's okay. Like, it doesn't bother me. I'll get on with my day. It's fine.
Exactly. I mean, there's literally like hundreds of movies released, every year. So like, I
Yeah.
don't know, just like watch what you enjoy and don't like be upset like when people don't like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's an expectation to like certain films in order to be a film fan, but I don't agree with that at all. Like if you like silent films, if you like romantic comedies, if you like whatever, you're still a film fan. It doesn't matter. Like just
It,
because you don't want to see Avengers Endgame doesn't mean you're not a film fan. Like it's just so silly.
exactly. I don't like I said, there's just so many different types of movies. Like you
Hmm.
can stick to your niche and be
Hmm.
happy, and then other people can be stick to their niche and be happy.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just people just need to grow up because I was obviously more cynical. Like back when I was in high school, that's when like the Twilight movies were released,
Oh yeah.
and like I would just complain about them all the time. But now that it's been like 10 years, like I think back to that and I'm like, why did I care?
Right. Yeah.
Like,
Just yeah.
you know what I
Leave
mean?
it.
I should have just let people enjoy them because they weren't made for me.
No, exactly. I think people put a lot of energy into hating something, which is a shame. Obviously you can criticize things and you can do whatever, but it's a lot more fun to talk about the things you do like. You know, like yes, I might have a negative review and I might rant for I don't know a day or so, but then I'll just leave it. Like it's fine. I'm not going to talk about the film again. Just I'll pretend it doesn't exist. um, there was a few disappointments that I saw recently. I think, which was I didn't like the girl in the spider's web. That was a letdown. I didn't like Vice, which pissed people off. People didn't like the part I didn't like Vice, but it just didn't work for me. So
I still haven't actually seen Vice yet.
mm.
I do have interest in it because I really did like The Big Short quite a bit.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
I liked The Big Short as well, so it was a shame that I didn't like Vice. I
okay,
actually saw The
I'm
Big Short afterwards, but yeah.
okay. Yeah, I'm still probably gonna check it out just to see how it
Oh,
is. But I have heard from other people that they did like The Big Short and not Vice, so I have a feeling I probably won't like it either.
yeah. Yeah, no, I think the thing is, people kind of, when they saw my negative review of Vice, they kind of assumed that I wasn't an Adam McKay fan, but I'm like, I am. Like, I love Anchorman personally. It's one of the comedies I can really get behind. So I thought it was really good. And then I watched The Big Short and I liked that. So I think it's just this one film of his that just didn't sit with me, which is fine. But apparently I don't like Adam McKay. It's like I never said that. It's just I didn't like that one film, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It's like I love Wes Anderson, but I don't like Life Aquatic at all.
Oh, that's a shame. I love that
I know
one.
I've tried multiple times to like sit down and watch it, and I just, again, I personally just, I don't know what it is with me. That one film that he's made
Mm.
just doesn't resonate with me, but like literally everything else he made, like I love.
Oh yeah, I mean, I didn't like Moonrise Kingdom that much, which is a shame. I thought I would.
It's funny because a lot of people say that always pick that one, but I love that
Yeah,
one.
yeah. I saw a marathon of his recently, and that was on it, and that was the only one I didn't like. So I was kind of privileged in the sense that I liked every single other film he's done, really, aside from that one. I think Wes
Oh,
Anderson's
that's
great though. His directing style is just beautiful. It's just gorgeous to look at.
yeah. I was rewatching the Grand Budapest
Oh,
Hotel last week, and
yeah.
like I said, I've been watching, not watching, reading like Fritzi Kramer stuff a lot because she talks about silent movies all the
Hmm.
time. And I realized while watching it for the first time in like 4 or 5 years since I had seen Grand Budapest Hotel, uh, it's a modern film but with silent film aesthetics.
Yes, yes,
And I
absolutely.
didn't realize that at first, and like my eyes were like open for the first time, and I was like, "Wow!"
Mhm. Yes, Grand Budapest is an absolute joy. Like I could happily watch that like on repeat. It's just beautiful. I love it. It's probably no, Royal Tenenbaums is my favorite of his, and then probably Grand Budapest after that. But all of his filmography is very strong, I think. Aside from Moonrise Kingdom.
Yeah,
But yeah.
exactly. I mean, but like I said, everyone has their, different favorites and dislikes of different directors, even if people like the same directors.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think a director can sort of impress everybody all the time. It's impossible. You know, even like your favorite director's probably done something that you don't like. Like my favorite director is Danny Boyle, and I really hate Sunshine. So, but it's a shame because people love Sunshine.
I
But I,
do too. That's funny.
oh, you like it or you don't like it?
Yeah, I got it at the flea market for $2.
Yeah.
That's how the first time, and I actually really enjoy that movie a lot. I don't know why.
No, I just yeah. Out of all of his, I just didn't like it. It's no 28 Days Later. It's no Train Spotting, sadly, or Shallow Grave, which is probably the best one he's ever done.
I'm
Yeah,
really
so really,
looking forward to Yesterday. I'm really excited about that movie.
yeah, yeah. I don't know if it's out here yet because I really ought to see it if it is because he is my favorite director. So, but I'd love to see it. It's a really cool concept.
Yeah, I think it's coming over here in June. I'm not sure when you all get it over there.
Yeah, we might have it by now. I need to look into that,
Okay,
but
yeah,
I need
because
to see
that
it. Then.
yeah, because that just looks great. That's my number one most anticipated movie of the year.
Oh wow!
And then number two is Rocketman, or no, sorry, that's my second. Sorry. So Yesterday is my second most anticipated. Rocketman is my third,
Mm-hmm.
and then Pedro Almodovar's Pain and Glory is my number one.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's already out in Spain right now, but we have to wait till I think July or August till it comes to America.
Yeah, he's been gone a little while, hasn't he? So I'm excited to see him come back.
Yeah, it's
That'll
been
be
3 years since his last movie.
Mhm.
And it's funny because I loved Julieta, but a lot of people didn't really like that movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one of his. My favorite of his is The Skin I Live In. I know it's typical, but I do love it.
Yes, that was the first one I ever watched actually.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
had no idea what I was getting into.
yeah. God, it's messed up, isn't
Yeah,
it?
because I think that was the summer I graduated from high school, and so I wanted to go watch movies. And I the trailer for that one. I'm like, oh, I should check this out.
Yeah. No, it's great. I've seen another one of his. I think it's Vulva. I liked Vulva as well.
That's
That was
my
good.
favorite one, Volveri. Yes, that is my number
Oh
one. That
yeah,
is
sorry.
amazing.
Apologies for the terrible pronunciation, but yeah.
Oh, it's okay. Don't worry. It took me a while to learn how to pronounce it too.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed that. It was great.
No, that
It's
one
really
is
cool.
great. And then Women on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown. I just rewatched that last week too. That one is still really good.
Oh, I haven't heard of that, but the title intrigues me, so I'd like to see that. I think
Yeah,
now that
that's
you've just alone.
Yeah, no, it was from 1988. It's actually the reason I got it is because it's on the Criterion,
Hmm.
and so I got a Criterion Blu-ray that one. And it's like his version of like a screwball comedy,
Oh, cool.
but like it has like because it's him, he has like elements of drama and stuff in it.
Yeah. Oh,
So
he's
that
really
one's
cool.
really good. Yeah, I recommend that one.
Yeah, no, he's a really cool guy. So I am looking forward to his new one as well. So I'll check that out when I can.
Exactly. I'm a little scared because people are saying this might be his last one, and I don't want that to happen.
Oh,
Because I just,
oh,
I've only been a fan since 2011, so I'm like, no.
yeah. I hate it when people announce like their last film. It's like, don't leave, come back. Like you can't leave. It's a
Exactly.
shame. Yeah.
Okay. My last question before we go is: are you looking forward to the new Child's Play movie coming out next month?
I have mixed feelings on that, because I like the cast. I think Aubrey Plaza is really cool. I love Mark Hamill, obviously, but the design of the doll is a bit questionable, and I'm kind of sitting here like, eh. So I will see it. Looking forward is an interesting phrase, but I will see it and I will feedback. I don't want to put too much judgment on it yet, but I'm apprehensive, I think. But I will certainly say it. What about you? Have you got any interest in that?
A little bit. I think I feel the same way you do. I really love the cast and the look of the film, but
Yeah,
I love the original films so much that it's weird that he's like a robot now.
yeah. It's strange, but hopefully it works. We shall see.
Exactly. That's what I'm hoping to. So I'll check it out. I might not see it in the theaters. I might wait till DVD.
Yeah, yeah, maybe.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to go, but thank you
No
so much for
problem.
talking with me.
Oh no, thank you. It was an absolute pleasure. I had a
Oh,
really good time. It flew by, honestly.
I know it did. It's definitely been wonderful. Thank you to everybody who's listening right now. And I will put links to your website and to your Twitter account in the description of this video. And again, thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye, everybody.